Well, hi everybody. Today I'm going to go over how I put a pressure gauge on my Moka pot. And so this is something that I did quite a while back, but I only showed the end result. I only showed myself using the Moka pot with that modification. And I did that purposely, not really wanting to go into how to do it, mainly because I didn't want to encourage others to do the same thing, just because when you're working with pressure, maybe it's not the safest thing to do in terms of like messing around with it. But I did get quite a few comments, people asking, and this happened over time, so I thought it would go away, but even more recently I'm getting comments again. So and I did promise a little while back that maybe I would try to do that video. So, definitely want to kind of keep that promise. And so today I'm going to kind of do that. I took the Moka pot, I took the gauge off and I took the gauge off, and, so I'll go over that. But before I do so, basically this was, I had planned to do this a lot earlier, but it was taking me a long time just because it was so hard trying to find the right fittings and adapters to be able to make everything work. And the reason why it became difficult was that I wanted to, if I was going to do this again, I thought maybe instead of just having the pressure gauge, let me also have the pressure valve. That would be safer, and so it would have made me feel a little bit more comfortable sharing this. But then I thought also, okay, if I'm going to do that, maybe I'll take it to the next level, which is maybe instead of just a regular pressure valve, have I started looking around, and I'm not exactly sure if this would have worked, but I came across these proportional pressure valves. And so instead of the regular valve where once it reaches a certain pressure, it just releases all the pressure, the proportional pressure valve, you just set it to what pressure you want it to maintain at, and once it exceeds that pressure, a spring gets compressed to the point where it will release that extra pressure. So it'll always max out at whatever set pressure that you have it at. And so that would have been pretty cool, because then you could just, put the Moka pot on the stove, not have to worry about it building up too much pressure, especially at the very end, how it kind of, gurgles and bubbles up. That part would be, you could probably control some aspect to that. But anyway, it was taking me too long to try to figure out, and like I said, I didn't even know if it was going to work. So I'm going to kind of hold off on that for now. So I am just going to put the pressure gauge back on. But I did come across something that I wanted to do, which is I got this quick release adapter, right? And so what this will allow me to do is remove the gauge whenever I need to, and basically that comes in handy when I wash the Moka pot, because I have to, whenever I do that, I have to be careful not to get the gauge wet, because it's not airtight, and once you get moisture in it, it takes quite a bit of time for it to evaporate. So this will definitely help in that regard. So let me go ahead and get started. We'll pull this closer. Sorry for all the shaking. That should be good. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with, let me just show you what it'll all look like. So this is the fitting that goes onto the Moka pot base. And let's see, where is that? Yeah, so okay, it's this in here. And so this quick release was going to go onto there, and then the gauge is going to go onto this other end. All of this is going to be on here, like so, and then of course, this is the Moka, fully assembled. And you'll notice, like, as I screw in, it will, this part is kind of sticking out pretty far, and so of course I'll just be able to pull it off, and that should be fine. And this is kind of, it might look a little bit weird, but I think this is actually going to be pretty good, because this will allow the gauge to be further away from the stove or burner. So I think that's going to be a good thing. So I'm going to start with this fitting, and this is I'll put the specs on the description of the video. But this is a 1/8 to 1/16 NPT fitting. And one problem that I had is, I don't know if you can see here, but the threads are somewhat stripped, because when I screw it in, I think I over tightened, and it kind of damaged the threads. I mean, it still works, but and the reason why I ended up kind of over tightening was I don't think I was getting the right seal. So kind of like I mentioned earlier, I'm not exactly sure on the fittings. It's hard to find the right thing. So I definitely see, even after completing this, that I'll be doing this again at some point once I kind of find the perfect components to put this together. So what I'm going to do for now is, so all these pieces that I have here are stainless steel, and I have this stainless steel nut that I will use on the inside. And so what that'll allow me to do is kind of tighten it, and I'll put I have an O-ring. It's probably hard to see, but I have this O-ring here. So I'm going to put that on here too, to ensure a good seal. So let me go ahead and insert that. So put this here, screw it in a little bit, set the O-ring on. Just a little tight, hard to do from here. Okay. Got the O-ring. Then let me put the nut. Okay, kind of still. Okay, so I'm starting to get it on. I have a set of wrenches here, and I think I'll put the size of these in the description as well. So this is, right, there we go. Actually, let me use this side, it'll be better. Yeah, that's perfect. And I'll take this crescent wrench, tighten it from this side. There we go. That's looking really good. Okay, let's get this off. Okay, so that's that. I'm not sure if you could see that. Yeah, it might look a little weird, but I think it should be fine. Okay, next I'm going to put this end of the quick release onto here. And I'm going to use this, what you call it? I forget what this is called again. Pipe seal or something. Seal tape, or not sure. But this will help make it properly sealed. I didn't need this much, but that's fine. Shoot. Alright, let's try this again. Okay. Let me take off the excess here. Okay. Should be okay. Okay. Alright, just screw this in. And then I will slightly tighten it. I don't think I need to be extremely tight, but that should be good. That's that. And then now, oops, let me do the same with this gauge. Okay, this should be good. Nice. Okay. Alright, that's that. And so now this just hooks on like so. And there we go. So yeah, that was pretty easy. Now I can just take this off, screw it in. Alright, put this back on. And there we go. So now, yeah, I'm gonna pause the video and let me set up and let's try to brew. Let's see if this works. All right, so I'll see you all in a little bit. Okay, so I think I'm set up here, good to go. Let me. Oops. I already ground some coffee. So let's fill this up. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. So I got the basket filled and leveled. Oops. Put some water in here. So I heated up this water in my kettle to about 80 degrees. So this will make it a quicker process. Assemble. Okay. And then the gauge on. have this small hot plate. Yeah, this is good. Alright, let's see. I'm not sure if how this is going to work, but I guess we'll find out. So I'm looking, I don't see any leaks, so that's a good sign. I also don't see the pressure going up yet though, so we'll see. Okay. It's definitely, okay, here we go. So I see the gauge going up. And it looks like I did get a very slight leak. But it is working. Alright, so I'm gonna lift up a little bit. So once it gets to 10 psi, I like to kind of take it off a little bit. Yeah, ideally between 10 to 15 psi is where I'm trying to keep the pressure at. And let me lift this up. You can see extraction. Right. I'm actually going to take this off all the way now. That's something I do. I take it off after, after it gets about halfway through the brew, and I let the residual heat and pressure, finish the brew. So you'll notice that I don't get this massive kind of gurgling at the end. It's just more, I guess a more even extraction in terms of the flow, an even flow, I guess, is what I was trying to say there. And you can see, like, near the end of the brew, the pressure gradually going down. So this is, I guess what I was trying to say is it's a little bit more gentle of a brew for the Moka pot. All right, and so that's that. So like I said, we had a little bit of leaking. So yeah, so I'm not going to be able to kind of update right now on this. I'm gonna have to take a look to see what I can do. Maybe I will add some of this tape. Maybe I'll do that. We'll see if that helps. And maybe I'll just add one more little section to this video, kind of with that update. So, but anyway, it works overall. Yeah, just got to solve that one little issue there, but hopefully we'll get that. So see you guys in a little bit. All right, so I cleaned everything up, and now I'm going to see if I can tighten up this seal a little bit. And so I'm looking at the O-ring. It seems like it's fine. It's compressed as well, so not exactly sure. Like I said, I'm gonna put some of that tape on there, and I think what I'll also do is Might sound a little weird, but maybe I'll throw another O-ring on there. So I'm going to take this off. Yeah, part of the problem here is that I'm using these MPT fittings, and I have to look this up because I didn't know what that meant. But basically, what's going on is that these fittings, MPT is like it's a tapered, what you call it, tapered thread or whatever, and so as you tighten it, tighten the fittings together. Because it's tapered, like as you tighten it, it gets harder and harder to tighten, and then as you tighten, it creates the seal. And so usually in the fittings, you don't use tape, or you don't use O-rings or anything. Just the two pieces together creates the tight seal. But I'm connecting this fitting to the Moka pot, which is not an MPT, MPT thread, and so that creates the problem. And I couldn't find a fitting that worked well, that had both NPT on one side and just a regular threading on the other side. I'm sure they're out there, but I just had a hard time finding it. So, like I said, that'll be a future update there. So for now, I will try to shore up the seal however I can. Let me see, I got it. Okay. So hopefully this will help. Right, you can see that. So let me start screwing it in. I think it's just, I don't know. We'll see if that works or not. Okay, I'll stick the O-ring back. And I was thinking about putting another O-ring. I think that's kind of silly though. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Maybe I'll let's just try this, because the leak was, let's just try one O-ring. The leak wasn't that bad. So maybe this will work. We'll see. And I will, not the right one. Guess I just have to use this crescent wrench. Alright, tighten this up really good. And maybe that's all I really needed to do, is just tighten it really good. Okay, maybe I have to tighten it up on this side. That might have been the issue. Yeah, I was tightening it from here, but I think it was from this end. And basically I was getting to the end of the threads on this side, but this nut wasn't actually tightening. So maybe that was my problem the whole time. So maybe this will work. And just tighten this up a little bit more if I can. is on there really tight. Move this up a little bit. Okay, so let's see if this works. All right. Yeah. Let me just prep here. Let's see. Okay. So I got a little bit of water. Should be enough. Ran out of water in my sprayer, so I'm gonna have to do something to RDT here. That didn't work too well. Let's see. This is a little ridiculous here, right? Let's see, what can I do? All right, maybe this will work. This will hold the water. Maybe that'll be enough RDT. Okay, I'm gonna grind. Yeah, I guess I could show you guys that. So I'm gonna use the Chiato for this. You guys get a quick sneak peek of how I use this grinder. Alright, so one of the modifications I did, like here, let me do this. The Chiato, this is like the base Chiato model, and it only has this button that you have to hold down for grinding. It's very minimal. I kind of like it. It worked, well. But in order to kind of free my hand, what I did is I connected another switch in series with this switch, and so now I can just turn it on and off that way. So that's what I'm going to do. But thought I'd show you guys. And then let me show you this too. So people usually put a bellows. So what I did though is I 3D printed. I had this 3D printed, so this is just kind of a pseudo, I guess this is the hopper. And instead of a regular bellows, what I do is I just use one of these, that usually comes in a cleaning kit for, cameras or, I guess digital cameras or whatever. And this, to me, works. I think this is better than bellows because you can just blow like this, like that. And when you actually stick it on here and squeeze, it works just like a bellows. And I kind of like that better. So yeah, let me go ahead and get grinding. All right. Let's see. Let me turn this on so I can see how much. I got my scale right here as well. Not too bad. I didn't really RDT that well, so it was a little bit of static. It's pretty humid. I mean, it's pretty dry right now, pretty arid. And so I've been getting quite a bit of static, even with RDT. During the summer, I get, I have almost zero retention with all my grinders, but it's a little bit more difficult right now. But let's get back to the Moka pot. Sorry for the shoddy camera work. Hopefully I can improve over time. Okay. Now, I haven't dialed this in for Moka pot, so it's kind of, I think I should have grinded a little bit finer. So it's not going to be, I mean, taste-wise, I don't think it's going to be my best. But we're just trying to, we're just trying to test out functionality of this modification. So that's fine. Yeah, I have a little bit of clumping as well. Let's see. This done. Okay. I can fit a little bit more, so I can do that. I like to do this to kind of settle everything down. It's almost like a light tamp when you do that. Okay, so I think we're good there. Throw some water, boiler. Yeah, I really hope this works. I really hope we solve the leak problem. If not, I think we're just going to have to call it the day, and I'll have to figure it out and then give you guys an update again. But like I said, hopefully it'll be good. Right. Whoa. Water just, yeah, this is an opening, so what, I guess that's one thing I got to be careful of if I don't have the gauge on. Okay, looks like I'm good. So let me put this on. And I'll move the camera around. Okay, let's see. That. Let's focus. There we go. I think that's focused. So far, so good. I don't see any leaks. Nothing's coming out at the top yet. Okay, pressure's starting to go up. Yeah, so once the pressure goes up, you could see. Yeah, once you get that pressure, you'll start seeing stuff, the coffee come out. All right. Go back over here again. It's coming out. I think I like the flow rate there. Okay, I'm getting close to focus. I think I lost the focus. Hopefully you guys can see. All right, I gotta take this off now. It's about 13 psi, that is. And yeah, a little kind of, well over halfway through the brew. So I take it off, and as you can see, it's a pretty gentle flow, even to the very end. So I like this. No need to run over to a faucet and cool it down. Just just let the Moka pot do its thing. All right, pressure's reducing. I think this brew is looking pretty good. Yep, and I had no leaks. All right, so it looks like we're good. Okay. Put this back up. Okay. All right. Yeah, so that was good. Successful. And like I said, I didn't dial this in. So I'm not expecting it to be perfect, but I think just looking at how I brewed, I think it's should be pretty good, pretty decent. Probably too hot to drink, but let me just take a sip. Yeah, I mean, it tastes pretty good, but I think it's I can grind a little finer. It's just about on that edge of being under extracted. There's no bitterness, or I mean there are a little bit, but there's no harsh bitterness at all, and the acidity, pretty much is overpowering any bitterness at all. That's why I almost didn't notice any bitterness at all. Yeah, so turned out pretty good. I think once I dial in, like and the beans I use are probably not the ones that I would normally use for Moka pot. For the Moka pot, I tend to prefer a dark roast, even something like Italian or French roast, because I think with this method of controlling the pressure, you end up with just an intense in terms of flavor, but not intense in terms of bitterness, with this method. So yeah, I look forward to doing some more brews there. And so just I think maybe a final note on this. What should I was thinking there's some points to kind of be aware of. Okay, so number one, this is I did this on my Moka pot, but this is not the Moka pot that most people will have on the design, and so the fittings that you use might be different than what I used, and so you'll have to kind of figure that part on your own. I think the biggest challenge is going to be connecting the Moka pot to whatever fitting. All the rest of this stuff here, it's pretty easy to find the right components to kind of put those together. It's really just putting the connecting the Moka pot to some fitting or adapter to be able to put everything else on. So if you can figure that piece out, I think you'll be well on your way. That is if you want to do something like this. My hope was really that some company, some manufacturer would, think about that, right? Like, this would be something so easy for them to do, like, and it makes such a huge difference to the performance of the Moka pot. And so it'd be great if they did, like, maybe they put on one end they have a gauge, and then on the other end, you know, the pressure valve, you know, just as a safety thing. I think that would be cool. But you know, we'll see. I don't know if, you know, maybe I'm the only one that thinks this way, that it's, you know, this good. I think maybe for most people, the current design is good enough. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I hope this was helpful, or at least interesting for you guys. And sorry, I tend to kind of ramble on, and you know, I maybe not speaking exactly too clearly, and my camera work needs work as well. So, but yeah, hopefully over time it'll get better, and then at least, you know, now I'm doing, you know, at least hopefully I'm doing more videos. So, anyways, with that, as always, you know, really want to thank you all for watching, and yeah, I'll see you all next time.